just so everybody knows,
Want to sit next to
on the screen, joining us tonight via Zoom, we have Renee,
Sheila.
I'm Sheila, I'm sorry, and Amanda, with their pictures on the screen, and then by phone, there's Joan's got her picture up, and Matt Anderson and Tom McClutchy are also joining us via phone. All right, so I'm going to call the meeting to order. In attendance physically, we have myself and Peter Bigelow. Joining us on the screen is Joan, and I expected
Joe Fogg.
Joe Fogno may or may not.
He just said
Call
an
it.
email that he might not be making.
Yeah, right.
He's not, sorry,
And I don't know where Emmanuel is.
Who are these people on the screen anyway?
Okay, so on the screen, Amanda is the one on the far right, and she's our new site manager.
Give me an A!
And everybody seems to like Amanda.
Yes, we do,
On that top row on the far left is Sheila. Sheila is actually Amanda's boss. Okay, so that's, we're climbing the ladder at Imagineers. On the bottom row, on the far left is Joan Cameron. Joan is a member of the committee, the Housing Authority. She's one of the 5 commissioners. The missing commissioners are Joe Fogno, who is the resident commissioner, and he's tied up this evening. His son is involved in some athletic stuff right now, so his time his availability is a little sketchy. And then the other commissioner that's missing is Emmanuel, and Emmanuel, I have no idea where Emmanuel is. In the center on the bottom is, who do I have there? Matt Anderson is joining us. Matt is one of the principals of Imagineers. Imagineers is the company that we, the Housing Authority, have hired to manage the properties, both the Royal and the Heights. And Imagineers was originally founded by Matt's dad, Arthur, who some of you may or may not have met.
Does Imagineers own the property?
No, they do not. The property,
Darien?
the town of Darien does not own the property.
Who owns
The
it?
land, hang on just a second and I'll tell you. The land is owned by the Darien Housing Authority.
Okay.
It was given to the Housing Authority by the town of Darien. The land is everything you see that this building sits on, plus the land at the little white house next door where the emergency EMT resides. We have granted an easement to the town of Darien so that the EMT can reside in that building. The building itself was put up by a couple of LLCs, limited liability corporations. The principals in the LLCs are Imagineers, JHM, which is John McClutchy, Todd's dad, John, and who else, Matt? Who else is in the LLC? Imagineers, the Housing Authority, McClutchy.
Yes.
I don't think there's any. I think that's all.
So it's owned by a few.
So yeah, and we put the LLCs together in order to do the financing appropriately. We borrowed money from the state, from the federal government, and from banks.
And you're right, I'm sorry, I was on mute. The Darien Housing Authority, the McClutchy's crew.
Yeah.
Are the owners.
Right.
Thank you.
So if there's a problem, if there's an ownership issue, you as residents, your starting place is your building manager, which is Amanda. If you can't resolve it, you can always come to the commission, and then in that case, you would come see me. And as most of you residents know, during off hours, I'm in the building if something comes up. I know how to get a hold. I know how to get a hold of everybody. So come see me. But the issue with this building and the property we have at the Heights, this type of construction for low and moderate income housing is pretty straightforward. There's nothing really complicated about it. You go out and you get financing. There's a number of financing sources available. What made this a little more complicated is the property by deed is restricted to low and moderate income housing. Most properties are bought by a developer or some type of ownership, and the construction is done for low and moderate income housing, and in some time span, 40, 50, 60 years, depending on how it's structured, it reverts back to the developer. They can then put it back on the market at retail rates. This property cannot happen because the deed reserves the property for low and moderate income housing until the end of time. And so a lot of the paperwork had to be redone so that it was written so there was nobody could 40 years from now come back and say, well, if they had not intended us to convert it, they would have put it in. So it's all there.
May I ask one last question? Who is the top dog on the conference Zoom tonight? Who is the head of Imagineers?
The
I
head,
only knew that was Renee.
higher up the ladder now, in attending this meeting
Yes, that question.
yeah, go ahead. Is
Thank you.
Sure, so the on-site management is Amanda.
We love
And
her.
I don't know what property you're speaking of.
Royal.
Port Royal?
But they're Royal, yes. And the supervisor, Sheila, she's on this call, Sheila, has replaced Renee. Renee's not going to work more on the northern part of the state.
Renee's no longer in this area. Sheila is in charge of this area now.
Renee. Okay, but she's not on.
Renee's not here anymore.
Renee she's been replaced by Sheila.
But she's
Thank
still with
She
Imagineers.
doesn't have
Yes.
a current location.
Okay, so Sheila is in charge. Thank you.
Just working on a different part of the state.
Thank
We
you.
decided that Sheila's going to be heading up with Amanda and Mark.
Great. So do we all, Amanda will give us Sheila's contact because Amanda's been wonderful. So we just,
You know what, we'll do it there. Let's do like a lunch or something that everybody can meet.
great, that would be great. Because we've already met Renee, so that's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Moving right along. Without objection, the minutes of the June 25th meeting will be approved. Hearing none, so ordered. Property manager's report.
So Amanda is in Zoom, so Amanda, you want to give your property manager's report over to Zoom? I think
You're muted.
There you go.
Hi everybody, so I was feeling under the weather this morning. I'm not sure if I ate something, I had some sort of bug, but I did feel better, so I didn't want to miss the first meeting. So I'll give I'm so happy that you're all there. I'll give my report. So some of the things that was kind of outstanding was, you guys requested a computer in the computer room because the computer was not working. You guys have a new computer. Also, you guys wanted TV in the gym. We installed that. I did walks with the landscapers and I got them to take out the weeds and to seed. So you should be seeing some more grass and it's looking good. The smoking area, that was pretty big. It was kind of by the dumpster and it was, we added a bench and kind of relocated it so the tenants are a little more comfortable with that. There wasn't a printer in the computer room. We added a new printer where we have been holding activities twice a month. We had our very first movie night, which I personally loved. And what else? Renee, one of the things was the rent structure. Renee addressed that with several tenants that had some questions. The flooring. So the flooring over at the property was another issue that was addressed. I went through all the units that required assessments, and I'm happy to say we are moving along pretty quickly. I don't know if you want to say anything, Todd, but a notice will be going out about where we are in that process. And I think that's all. That's all for the Royal.
Thank
Am I
you.
missing anything, guys?
Thanks so much. No, I think we're done.
No, I think we're in good shape.
No, you're good. For the Heights, so everything was on all business. We don't have much going on, like for the Heights and the Royal. We will begin closing the irrigation system. Will be closed at the end of this month. And we'll begin filters replacement again for October's round. Not much going on at the Heights. Pretty quiet.
Oh, good, we like quiet. New business. Do we have some deck issues at the Heights?
Oh, yes.
What's the status?
The status of the deck issues. Sheila, you want me to put in a little bit?
Yeah, so we had the engineer meet with our construction vendor a couple weeks ago to go over the issue and give some recommendations on how he recommends that we rebuild the decks. So we have one deck that we removed from the building so the engineer could see behind the siding what the issue was and whether there was any moisture or rot that we needed to address. So we've got the drawings from the engineer, and we are rebuilding one deck. We should have the materials sometime this week, and the construction on that deck should start, I'm guessing, next week. And once we're kind of using this first deck as a test project to see how it turns out and whether the issues are resolved, and then we're going to move on.
Okay.
You okay?
What was the
She
issue?
froze.
What was the actual issue?
It's frozen.
Sorry, Sheila, you froze when you were finished up your sentence.
I froze.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the issue?
Yeah.
What was the issues? We haven't
So there were
had.
a couple of different issues. There was, one of them was the pitch. There was a flashing issue. Water was getting in behind the siding, which caused rot. So hopefully with the new decks being pitched correctly and flashed correctly, we're going to try a different type of material, which should keep the water out from behind the siding. And hopefully moving forward, there will be no more issues with the decks.
Todd, was this a design issue or a construction issue?
Yeah, combination, a little bit of both, a little bit of maintenance too. So that's why we're going to do a little bit different design detail. We're going to try some newer materials that are more water resistant, and we will get the decks reconstructed based upon the direction from the design teams.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? Yes.
I have a maintenance question to bring up. There are...
Wait, no, hold on. I'm asking, do we have any questions about the decks up at the Heights? So I'll get to the residents in just a minute.
No residents from the Heights are present.
Okay. Anything else on the new business? Those on the new, anything in the old business? There was some question
No,
here.
just the activities, which you already gave it in the manager's report.
Okay. Now, residents associations, the Heights, what do we got going on? Anybody here from the Heights? Anybody got a question?
Nobody here from
Moving right along. The Royal, what do you got, guys? Who wants to go first? Go
I would
ahead.
like to go first. Sheila, switched it. Sheila?
Sheila, one of the residents has a question.
Yes. My name is Louise Colucci, and I'm in 308 here at the Royal. I've been going back and forth with Renee on the issue in my bathroom. She said that she was going to speak to the builders about it. I hadn't heard back from her, and now I know why, because she's moved on. The issue in the bathroom is that I can clearly hear my neighbor. It's a little embarrassing because I don't want him to hear my bodily functions, and I don't want to hear his. But I think it could be rectified. In talking to one of my neighbors, she was one who initially had the issue with the noise between the apartments. And initially, I understand her neighbor used to talk to her through the wall. That was resolved when they fixed the walls. I don't know if they put new insulation in or what they did. But she also had the issue in the bathroom, and that was rectified. So Renee was trying to figure out how the issue in my bathroom could be resolved. So I'm happy to continue corresponding with you once I get your email address, which I can get from Amanda.
Sure, that's fine. So Renee literally just sent me an email regarding that issue at 6:40 tonight. So we will explore some soundproofing that we can do for the unit and see if that will help.
Okay.
Do
And
me a favor, if you could just give her information to Amanda tomorrow, that would be.
I have it. Renee sent it in the email. It's in the review.
Let's connect. We have a solution for you. I'm sorry for the delay.
okay, I appreciate that. And I'll wait to hear from Sheila.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
moving right along. Who else? Yes.
Hello, Doris, Eric, 216 The Royal. Excuse me, your name is?
Me?
Yes.
Louise.
Louise. As Louise just stated, she's not the only one that has issues with the hearing, but I'm on 216, and I have a neighbor up above me who's a woman, and I don't know much more about that, but what I do know is that I'm chronically awakened in the middle of the night by her. I don't know what kind of bed she has or what she wears, boots to bed, but I hear her 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting out of bed. Same thing goes in the bathroom. When she's in the bathroom, I hear her flushing it, and I hear everything possible because there was no insulation ever done in the ceilings. So that I think is just a strict violation of human privacy. When I have to listen in the middle of the night and wake up in the middle of the night to hear the neighbor up above and to hear her in the middle of the day with whatever noise is going back and forth with the vacuum cleaner, I don't know what it is, it's just walking. But the point is, I don't think it's right that we should be in a building that first had the soundproofing issue with the walls, but since I'm on number 2 and she's on number 3, some people are heavy weighted, I don't know. But my point is, I just don't think it's right to have to listen to my neighbors in the middle of the night, waking up out of bed, or in the middle of the night, her going to the bathroom. Same story. That's.
I agree, and can I interject? So obviously this is apartment living, so it can be kind of tricky, but I think some sound testing should be done to verify what you're saying.
I would love that.
And think,
Yep, no problem with that. Yep, I'd love that to happen.
that would be great. We just, during the day, flush the toilet upstairs, and you're going to hear things in any apartment environment.
No, I've lived in many, I've owned condos, I've lived in my own homes, but I'm talking about, there should be there is a sound issue with the ceiling issue from whomever doesn't live up on the 3rd floor who experiences.
Let's look into it.
Thank you.
Amanda, can you please provide the information from this resident to Sheila and myself, and let's dig into this a little further.
Thank you. I have another issue.
Okay, the sound issue, we'll look into it starting tomorrow. What else you got, Doris?
Okay, the other issue is, I'm a big cook, but I'm also a very cleanly person, and I have a cleaner who comes in regularly. Now, my cleaning lady pointed this out to me, but I've seen it because I said, don't remove the black from the bathroom tub area where the water spout of the shower falls into. And also the filter of the sink in our kitchen sinks. I wasn't able to get a filter put in because of the type of a big gooseneck that it is, but the filter of the sink in the bathroom and the filter I recognize now in the shower head are completely black. And now my partner has told me, Doris, this has nothing to do with the filters that we're unable to replace, number one, but whomever is consuming our water out of our kitchen sinks, this is a clearly hazardous situation where there is black material coming from our water system through, that's not being filtered and or eliminated through the little filters in the sink. And if anybody tonight wants to go through it, and I've been trying to clean it, but it doesn't matter because it keeps building up, building up. This is black water in our water filtration department that has to do with not only the bathroom sink, but also the water in the dish, it's a huge problem, it's all black that's coming out.
I don't want to take all these fine people's times.
Okay, but unfortunately,
Can we connect with you personally tomorrow?
I would love to.
About your issues one-on-one?
Absolute. I'm sure I'm not the only one.
If Amanda's back in the office tomorrow, I know she's not feeling well. Between Amanda and Sheila, we can work on this.
Wonderful, thank you very much.
Back upstairs and go to bed. So, any
Pardon me? What was that comment? I'm sorry.
So,
I don't want to take everyone's time over you.
Okay, I just am bringing up the issues. Isn't that the reason for the meeting?
one thing you guys need to remember, and we have told you guys plenty of
These
times.
meetings are global.
The meetings are not to, if you have a,
I've never been to a meeting, so I don't know.
well, you're gonna have quite a few questions.
So I'm ready with you one-on-one and we'll talk about it, okay?
So, Matt, let me clarify to them, because I always clarify this to them quite sometimes. The meetings are not designed to come and complain about every single issue that you guys have.
That's right.
Every issue that you have, whether it's a service request, a Soundproof, she has the right because she had put it up, it hasn't been taken care. But this is the reason why we have property management.
But unfortunately, she wasn't here today.
Okay.
Thank you, Myrna. Thank you. Understood.
Guys,
Let's go on to the next show.
Understood.
settle down. We'll deal with it. Doris, we'll get in touch with her tomorrow.
Great, thank you.
Who else? What else have we got?
Well, I don't know if this is appropriate to bring it up or not, but this is the time
Give it
of
a
the
shot.
year that mice come in, and there are mice traps along the bottom. If anyone leaves their door open, these mice are heading right for them.
Yeah.
And is that being attended to now? I mean, it was previously the person last year, but I noticed one of them is shoved almost into the air conditioning places, so nobody is attending to
All right,
those.
we'll,
Okay, all kinds of service requests and property issues, you guys should be going.
That's what I said to you, I didn't know if it was
That's
appropriate.
okay. No problem.
If Amanda doesn't respond to you, you then bring it to this meeting, but you gotta give her a chance
Chance
to
to
solve the
address
problem.
the issues, correct.
I never responded this to Amanda because I didn't know what the meeting was all about, so now I know. Thank you.
No big deal, now we understand. Any problem you have.
Of course.
Go to Amanda.
She's fabulous. We love her.
You come to the
Always does everything right away.
all right, we got, everybody understand that? We'll look at the
Yes.
problem with why the landscapers aren't checking to make sure those, if we have traps set out there, why aren't they checking them? They should be. Yes, Kathy?
I was just wondering when were the floors are going to be taken care of?
Why
The
what?
floors.
The floors, we talked about that earlier.
Oh, I haven't heard.
All right, you'll get a memo tomorrow, there'll be a memo going out tomorrow
Okay, that's fine.
explaining what the timing is on the floor repairs. Okay, anything else from the Royal? Anybody else?
I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Amanda is doing a wonderful job. She has all of us together.
That's
We have awesome parties for us twice a month. We get together and we do like trivia and everything.
That's great,
I
that's like
really
the
appreciate
the
that.
perfect time for you guys to get together.
She's the best.
She's awesome.
If we're trying to get people together,
And
and
everyone is so happy. And everyone is so happy.
a meeting like this.
Okay.
Everyone else speak up.
Okay, moving right along.
Then we-
We've taken care of that. Do we have anything, does anybody have anything else? Anything we didn't cover?
Yes, one more item.
Go ahead, one more item.
So the only item we have is that we have our new maintenance technician, his name is Cesar Diaz. And Cesar has started for about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks? 3 weeks. So he is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, he is at the Royal full-time, working with Amanda. So all service requests or issues, you guys go work it with Amanda and she will pass along the information. If you guys also see like the mice issue, if you see him outside the property, you can always report it to him so they can work it out together. So he's here twice a week, full-time, and 3 days at the Royal. He's our new maintenance technician. He's wearing a little Imagineer shirt. So you
Okay.
guys know.
Thank you, Cesar.
Welcome to the club. Anything else? Anybody else got anything?
No?
Do we have anything for executive session?
I do fantastic, I'm so glad that you're out and about.
Folks, first of all, let me tell you how glad I am to be home. And how happy I am to be looking at the glass from the right side. It was a long haul, and I'm glad I'm finally back again. And I don't expect to have any more issues.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is there any problem with Amanda's job here?
I'm sorry?
Is there a problem with Amanda's working here?
No.
Why would there be a problem? Well, you know, rumors start.
I'm sorry?
Rumors start.
No, we do not, no. Right, we have hired Amanda, keeping people here, keeping somebody here for some reason has presented some problems. There's a whole variety of reasons why that's so. Amanda is new with us, everybody likes
We
Amanda.
love her.
So far, the response has been terrific. We will do everything, the Housing Authority and Imagineers will do everything we can to keep that situation the way it is. There's nothing on the horizon. Whatever you're hearing, don't believe it. There's nothing on the horizon going on, nothing going on behind the scenes. If something comes up, we'll let you know. We're not in this to try to keep things secret from the tenants. As fast as we get information, we'll get it to you, okay? But Amanda, welcome aboard.
We love her.
We all love her.
We'll keep moving along. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to end the public session, move into executive session. We will not be coming back out of executive session to vote on anything. So we would ask that everyone please leave now, and we'll
Thank you.
do the executive session.